Hi, and welcome to this week's business updates from the consulting rooms. Now, this comes straight on the back of the announcement on Wednesday by Boris Johnson that plans for Plan B to end almost with immediate effect. I mean, it talks about next Thursday, the 27th, but in reality, return to work is immediate. Taking masks away from students in schools is tomorrow on the 20th. So the Plan B is almost at an end immediately. And that is some great news for businesses, so we can get back into the offices and start focusing on driving 2022's performance. But remember, whenever we've talked about change in any format, that we all take change differently and react differently. So think about all of the people you're involved in, whether they're direct employees, whether they're suppliers, whether they're customers. What difference are these changes going to make, and how are they going to feel, and what impact is that going to have? So some great news in terms of where we're moving to, even talking about potentially no isolation for COVID cases from March. But let's remember that we all act differently and take change differently. And how's that going to affect you, your suppliers, your employees, your business in general? Some other great news is the UK recovery continues to progress at a great pace. We're now seeing UK GDP growing to a greater level than it was before the pandemic. So this is fantastic. Is your business also seeing this growth? If it's not, are you asking why not? And what can you do to ensure that you're in the best position possible to be part of UK's recovery? So what is your business doing to ensure that its marketplace, the environment you're working in, your customers, consumers, your potential clients know about your business, so you're taking advantage of the growth in UK PLC? We're 5% into 2022. So we've got 95% to go, so a long way to go, but we've already passed the 5% mark. And so are you reviewing how you're performing? We generally break our performance down into months, into quarters, into biannual. But after 5% of the year, have you actually got a target that you're aiming at? Here's Tesco's and Marks and Spencer's delivering fantastic Christmas performance, so much so that they're looking at really strong full year profits. And it is important, if you are performing well, that you look at how you can stretch or maintain that performance. It's not good to just sit on your laurels, to wait and hope. Have a goal, have some targets to aim for, and ensure you're on track. And within that comes the making sure that you are tracking your performance. And so after 5% of the year, have you achieved 5% of your targets? And if not, why not? And what's holding you back? And if you're ahead of them, does that mean your targets are too soft? Can you push it further? So here's a story from Burger King. Are you meeting your consumer demand? Burger King have decided that they are going to sell vegan nuggets as well as a vegan Royale. The first time they tried the vegan Royale, it failed because they were cooking the vegan Royale on the same grill as the meat Royale. Not very sensible. I'm sure they will agree. However, they are now looking at saying they're going to be 50% meat free by 2030, which is only 8 years away. And that will have a big impact on their consumer base as well as on the environment. So are you keeping up with your consumer? Is your consumers' habits changing? Is what they eat, is what they drink, is what they buy? We know about packaging. I was talking to a soap company the other day who are looking at having packaging made out of potatoes. So they're going to have potato paper. Who knew that was a thing? So what are you doing with your business to ensure you're meeting your consumer demand and also helping the environment? Really important in these times. Inflation. We know that inflation is growing. We've now got the highest inflation rate for 30 years, and we know it's going to get worse. We've talked about energy costs and other rising costs. The thing about it is, it will be having an impact on your business, and we've talked about that. It'll also be having an impact on your team and your staff. How are they feeling about the pressure of rising costs at home? What are you doing to alleviate that? And it's not just about giving them a bigger and bigger pay rise, which, yes, is a short-term measure, but in the long term is not great for you. So make sure that's sustainable. What are we doing to ensure that everybody understands how these rising costs are affecting them? Not everybody has access to all the news and information that we do. So please make sure that everybody's understanding. It's not just about the financial impact on your business, it's the personal impact on your business. If somebody's fuel bills are going up and they're having to turn the heating down or even off, and therefore they're not sleeping properly, they may be getting cold in the evenings, they're not being able to buy food that they would historically have, are you noticing a downturn in performance because of circumstances that is driven by inflation that's impacting them at work? And you may think they're doing a shoddy job, when actually the impact is something else. So be aware of your staff, be aware of your people around you, and how you can help them in these difficult inflationary times. So when was your world last turned upside down? Here's a picture from an advert by Dairylea. They were advertising last year, and this was part of the advertising plan. Unfortunately, it's now been kicked out. The Advertising Standards Agency have said that it's not fit for television because they had complaints about encouraging children to eat upside down. So have you done anything which you thought was a bit of fun, something to raise awareness, and accidentally got the wrath of your customers, consumers? So just be careful. Just don't eat upside down, please. It's not big and it's not clever. And we'll finish this week, as usual, just talking about a couple of fully funded programmes that we've got here with the consulting room, linked with Newark and Sherwood District Council. Business support programme for businesses under 3 years old starts in February, and a resilience and growth programme for construction and manufacturing businesses, which also includes a grant starting in March. So if you'd like more information, please give David or I a shout. Here's our details.